What is up, everybody? Welcome into the DNBA live show. I'm your host, Adam Mattis, and I'm joined by an all-star cast of DNVR workers. Seated to my top right, minions. It's the Wind, Harrison Wind.
Some things are different in quarantine. Some things are the same. We're presented by Illegal Pete's, of course.
What?
That was not a great air horn. Actually, it was a phenomenal air horn. That was great. Seated to the bottom right, sporting the quarantine beard, it's D-Linko.
That's right. Look at this bad boy. It's thick in the middle. It's thin on the sides. It's everything you want in a beard.
It is everything you want in a beard.
It's looking good, man. It's looking good.
It doesn't feel that great. I'm going to be honest with you.
It looks fine. Whose beard is coming in a little less full at the moment? It's Brendan Vogt.
Not really a beard. More of just like what happens when you have been home for 2 months.
2 months.
2 months. Come on. I don't shame anybody for their facial hair because I too have none.
We've seen you with facial hair, Adam. Actually, we've seen you.
Apparently, it's way worse than Brendan.
We don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
You had the goat goatee for like 11 seconds, and it was off-putting. I'll say that.
we are currently, so this show is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. It's all over the floor. If you want to, if you have some questions, fellas, hop in the chat. Oh, fellas, some handsome faces. Look at this,
ladies
Thank
too.
You. So the winner, a former Reddit extraordinaire. So if you have any questions, shoot them in here. This
my guy.
Harrison, are you like on a delay or something? That was so late.
Yes, he definitely is.
No, I just didn't see the live comment. I was switched on to private chat. Got to switch over to live stream.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so if you have any questions, send them over. We want to take a bunch of live questions, and then here's another one. We're going to play Would You Rather before too long. So if you have some good Would You Rathers, throw them to us. They don't have to be basketball related.
No sexual questions, please.
Thank you.
Just nothing, just coming in this one after the other. Like, wow. And we're hoping our good friend Jeff Morton, the king of Thornton himself, is able to join us. Right now, the switchboard on the back end in Thornton right now, it's really in disarray. So he's trying to get it together.
Things are rough over in Thornton.
Things are rough, but if he does come in, I will play this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's how not confident I am that we're going to get him. I already wasted.
This Jeff.
He's been very hard to track down. Very hard.
Yeah. But first of all, so fellas,
well, you want to leave that comment up for a little longer?
No, I just want real quick. Everybody see that? Okay, a little love for Harrison Wind. So we're in I haven't counted exactly, but I think it's day 100 of quarantine. So just a real quick, not beard related, but just how's everybody holding up? Vote. How are you holding up?
I could be worse. I'll keep it real. I'm lucky. Everyone's healthy in my inner circle, and I'm still working. So
when you say inner circle, how big is the inner circle?
Is it like Will Barton big or Vlaco Choncha?
Yeah. No, it's you guys and my family.
So we heard this on the thing the other day. Oh yeah, that's sweet. We heard this with Michael Malone the other day. They were saying, Vlaco, you don't think about this. He's here alone. Everybody's quarantined, so he's just in his apartment by himself. He's been there. You don't think about this, but he's just been there apparently lonely for all this time.
Yeah, that made me a little sad.
It made me super sad.
Well, I feel like I can relate to Vlaco the most because I guarantee you, well, maybe he's in a 2-bedroom, but he might be in a 1-bedroom. It's probably bigger than my 1-bedroom, but not like that much bigger, So I feel like I'm kind of on the same playing field as him.
But he doesn't even know the city, he's still new to Denver. He got here and just started playing.
Who cares about the city when you're stuck in your 1-bedroom apartment?
That's true.
But that probably feels like particularly grating when you're so far from things you're familiar with, and even just for like entertaining yourself, like in your apartment, it's probably harder when you're just immersed in a culture you know less about.
Oh, so. Totally.
But the difference is that we have these portals that go to any part of the world, and you're able to talk to anybody at any time. Imagine if we were quarantined for the Spanish flu, and it was like you were just stuck in a pre-industrial apartment.
Jeff.
Oh my
Jeff!
Would you
Ladies
wait,
and
Jeff,
gentlemen,
again?
we got him.
We got.
That's right. We got him.
I did it. I had to do some jerry rigging that I never thought I'd have to do as a 42-year-old man. So
Oh God!
You mean
Oh, man.
use a computer? Use the basic functions of the computer?
I had
42?
I had to position global satellites that I never had to think of.
Wow.
To do that, so
And you get
I-
Harrison's tools.
I'm here.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
here.
teach you some tricks.
Yeah, you don't have to use satellites anymore.
I'm here. I'm queer. I'm ready to go.
Let's go!
Jeff is coming in hot.
Yeah, I love
Jeff
it.
right here. Does somebody say no? Nobody. Jeff is older than 4 years. He's 4.5 years. Come on, get out of here.
Wait, how old are you, Adam?
I'm not gonna say.
You can do the
I'm
math
actually
if
getting
you're
old enough
42.
where I don't want to start saying the gray is coming in.
He's
Adam,
4
Jeff,
years younger than you, Jeff. So carry the 4.
You're 36. So
Jeff's keeping track of my age. I love it.
yeah. So I'm 6 years older than you. So.
Nah, you're good at math. You must love analytics.
Oh, love them.
Jeff, what's your favorite 3-point shot? From the corner or above the break?
Oh, I would love it if they would just block off the corner 3 and just watch people's heads explode. That's what I'm rooting for chaos.
So Jeff, man, we haven't talked for a while with this quarantine. Haven't seen you. How are you doing?
I've been quarantined, as you probably guys know,
Yeah.
a little longer than most people. So it's been interesting. I wasn't prepared for the mental strain after about 5 weeks. Seriously, it was like it was something that I wasn't like thinking would happen because I'm not someone who goes out a lot. But holy crap, I was just not prepared for what it starts doing in your head, and then I'm like, you start going stir, especially with they're getting better. You start going a little nuts, and like not real nuts. But I'm doing okay otherwise.
Do you find, Jeff, that it comes in waves? You'll have days that are fine, and then a day. I had one 2 days ago where it just felt like the walls were closing in around me.
I've had that a couple times, and it's not like claustrophobia. It's kind of like you'll be sitting around and you'll be like, I'm doing the same effing thing I do every day, and I don't have the option to go out. So at least the option was always there now, but now you don't have it. And you start thinking, what the hell am I going to do, and all that stuff, and it just it's weird stuff that it plays on your brain. But you know what? I'm making it sound awful. I'm alive. I'm healthy.
Amen.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Cheers.
that is all that matters, man. And
When I have days where I'm fully busy, those days are a lot better when I've got nothing to do.
Oh, for sure.
Like if I got a full day of work, honestly, sometimes it can feel like a regular day of work for me during the season because we work from our homes a lot. You know, so those days were the better ones.
Well, I realize that you know, if I keep doing this podcast that no one listens to, if I keep doing it, it'll keep me busy, right?
Oh yeah,
and that's really that all the and I think you guys probably are all similar. Like you keep doing this, it gives you a purpose.
For sure.
So
we already have our.
I mean,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say we already have our first question for you, Jeff. Which former Nugget would you like to bring back to win a rock? I think he means a championship.
Is a rock like a
But-
colloquial?
It might be.
Wow.
I mean,
It's
I'm
like
not
it's like a ring, kind of the diamond,
ask
on,
me
the
to
diamond on the
explain.
ring.
Don't ask me to explain new terms.
Yeah, Jeff, don't alienate your listener. He's here with us.
Thank you, Beast in 25 _8. Which
That's our
one would I
bet.
bring back?
Yeah,
Is it
you can bring
LaFonso
back
Ellis?
one Nugget.
LaFonso.
I should have known this one. That's your guy.
That's my guy. It's like the famous podcast that I recorded that got effed up was
that's right.
I talked to him for an hour and a half, and all we've got is my word that it happened. So,
I love those.
I believe you, Jeff. I believe you.
oh, thank you, Eric.
I need proof.
He showed me the audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Technology's changed so much, though, you know it? Because, like, if you even think about the 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Jeff, when I first started at Stiffs, Remember the equipment we would bring in to Jake's that was like, it took 3
Oh, yeah.
trips and like a wheelbarrow to bring it to make a podcast? And now it's like, you can just get your phone basically.
Adam was actually, this is some ancient history here. Adam was with Ross and I when we tried to go to Jake's one night. And the first time you were going to be on CSG? You stood with us in the parking lot, that dirt parking lot that was across the street. And we couldn't get in because Andy neglected to tell us that there was something going on.
The police.
So we couldn't find a seat.
Yeah, I was like packed with the police association or something. Yeah.
Yes, ridiculous stuff. Stuff like that happens all the time, And it's I've been to CSG for 9 years, and when I've said this before, when CSG started, no one was doing podcasts anymore. There was like a whole big bump in podcasts in like 2009 because of Bill Simmons, and people stopped doing it.
Podfather.
Yeah, and then and Adam was a big part of this. About 2016, people were just podcasts everywhere, and a bunch of Nuggets podcasts sprang up.
Yeah.
All of you guys, know intimately about that. I at the time was like CSG. Unfortunately, for most people who listen to this, who will listen to CSG, we were the only one Nuggets podcast for a long time, and I can't imagine being forced to listen to, not forced to, but the dreadful quality that Nate Ross and I put out there. That's the only Nuggets podcast.
Those are fun, man. Everybody looks back at those with a lot of fondness. Maybe you'll sneak in one John Fox impersonation during the course of this show.
I even remember those.
You know what's interesting though, Jeff, is that to your point, there was a big wave of bloggers, I felt like in 2014-15, of which I'm a part. Like there's all this rush of people coming to start blogging, but there hasn't really been a second wave. It's almost like all these people rushed in and then disappeared, and now there's not like new blogs, there's not like new writers and stuff.
By second wave, do I count a second wave?
You are, yeah, for sure you are. But I mean, there are people. I'm just saying there was a wave there for a while where like all these sites were popping up everywhere there was.
It's because there's an oversaturation of content to an extent. There's an oversaturation of a certain type of content.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the blogs and the blogging that was done in the blogging boom, as you put it, is like that type of content that's oversaturated right now.
I think you're right. Darwin, by the way, I see you hanging out in the lounge. You'll be up in just a few minutes, man. It's good to see you.
I remember Eric. He and I talked, how long ago is that now, about CSG doing something with you guys a long time ago. It was like 13. You guys just
I could probably pull it up on Twitter.
Let me guess, Eric never responded to your email. Let me guess.
No, he did. He did. We were the unreasonable ones. It wasn't Eric.
My answer to that previous question, I would like to see Birdman win a ring just to see him and just see what he would do in the parade.
No, yeah, for real. Birdman, the Nuggets need Birdman because he brings all of the things they're lacking. Personality, toughness, like just gets the crowd into it. They actually need Birdman.
Yeah, and I want to see Votair in a mohawk at every game, and we might actually get that if Birdman was on the team.
I could see Vote and Birdman. Yeah, I could see Vote and Birdman actually becoming friends. Like,
absolutely.
It's like it's a side goal that I had when I moved to Denver. It was get credentialed, meet Nikola Yogic, and then like if you can meet Birdman.
But then can you imagine the two of them would hang out and it would be Birdman and Bird Boy walking around? Like everyone would know that.
Bird Boy. Bird Boy.
Bird Boy.
Please don't start calling me Bird Boy. Even though
please call him Bird Boy.
That's a layup. But
I am convinced that they still have a bunch of those Birdman faux hawks.
They've got to.
They've got like a closet of them.
The feather one? Yeah.
Those would still
somewhere,
sell.
It's probably in Rocky's dressing room.
They definitely would have brought him back for that that night where they brought him back to Pepsi Center, though. Wouldn't they have?
Yeah, they probably would have. You're right. Just handed him. Just like, we got to get out of these things.
We've been sitting on these for 10 years.
He still lives. I think he still lives in Fairplay. So yeah, I mean.
In Fairplay?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Where the hell is Fairplay?
That's South Park.
That's where they do the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, I've been to that.
Really?
Jeff is full of, Jeff takes this conversation in ways places you never would have guessed.
He's probably living it up in Fairplay, though.
Yeah, he
Because I
probably is.
know this shit. That's exactly why. So.
Dude,
was
you know
your-
that if he lives up in Fairplay, he has like 7 ATVs. Like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a bunch, like a whole armory of like crazy guns and stuff. I'm sure Birdman lives like a very, outside the lines kind of life.
Yeah, it's not like my life, if that's what
No,
you're
no, Bird Boy could not live. Could not last.
Bird Boy
could not
He's
Well,
not ready
no.
to stretch his wings and be out there. Are you guys ready to welcome in some guests? We're going to play some games here. We had Darwin ready, but Darwin seems to have gone. Oh, there he is. He's hopping back in. All right, we're going to bring. I see a couple people starting to join
Survival
the
of
queue
the
here.
fittest.
So, yeah, survival. You almost got passed over.
Yes,
I know it's close. But
Hey!
yes.
Howdy guys. Cheers.
What are we drinking,
Cheers.
Darwin?
This is Hellbent Local Celebrity. It's a Imperial India Red Ale.
Wow,
So that's
I
a
would
brewery
have
up here in
beer.
Seattle.
Yeah, we don't approve of that. We don't approve of that in this
Yeah.
I know it's not. They're not a sponsor. That's okay.
Yeah, but it does sound good. Not as good as a delicious strawberry sky from Breck, but it sounds pretty good.
I think the
Where are you,
Vanilla Junior.
Where are you joining from?
Up in Seattle, Capitol Hill.
Man, we got all
Nice.
kinds of people from Seattle. We're very popular in Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Well,
say more so than in Denver.
Yeah, it goes Seattle, then Serbia, then Australia, and then there's a couple people in Commerce City. If you combine it all, there's a couple people
I was
there.
going to say it looked like he was joining us from his bedroom. If you wanted to.
hey, that's
Thanks,
the
Jeff.
girlfriend doing the next.
Gotcha. We gotta make
Congrats
sure
on the
there's a
girlfriend.
Yeah, nice flex there, bro. Jeez. I don't know if you guys heard, but I've got my girlfriend here.
Let me go get mine. Hang on.
I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah.
So we're gonna play a little Would You Rather.
Ooh.
This is I guess I don't have to explain Would You Rather. Everybody knows how that game's played. Would you? I'll start with you, Darwin. Would you rather have
Oh.
Charles Barkley's career or Robert Ory's career? Ory
I
won
go-
what 7 championships as a role player?
Play for longer too.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Chuck made more
Ory
money
is
though.
part of your.
Wait,
Well, Charles Barkley
you
makes
get to count
significantly more money.
his broadcasting career too, because it's Chuck.
It's his
Why
whole
not?
his whole life.
Yeah, man.
Who knows?
no,
Whatever
Chuck.
Robert Ory's
It's
up
not
to.
even
Chuck or
not
Robert?
even close.
All right, good answer.
Who did you say?
Charles
Chuck.
Barkley.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff? Which one would you rather have?
Barkley, of course. I mean,
Why?
Just because he had the MVP season. He moved to finals. He knocked the
list is
guy through a
falling off.
bar window.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can make half of those happen for yourself. No problem.
exactly.
Robert Ory may have done that last one. We just don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Now he was with the Rock. I think he began his championship run with the Rockets. That's how long he was in the freaking league. But I would rather be Barkley because the man had the personality and all that stuff. I would rather be the leading player and not the mid player.
The leading player on the bad team.
You don't want that rock.
Man,
We should have done
you guys
Joe
are,
Johnson versus
yeah.
Robert Ory because Joe Johnson got paid.
Ooh, that's a better question. I think it's probably Big Shot
Atlanta,
Bob,
baby.
man.
I'd rather be Robert Ory. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. As the third best player on this podcast, I would be Robert Ory in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
The
We're
Robert-
talking about rings, man.
Yeah.
Rings
I'm going to ride Wyndon Mares to a title. Watch this.
The other thing about being Charles
Right,
Barkley, though, is
right.
that you can say literally whatever you want on this earth with impunity, absolute impunity.
Yeah, but then everybody can just come back at you and say you never won a ring, and it's like a joke every time.
But I mean, even outside of the bounds of basketball, the things I've heard Charles Barkley say on national television, I'm like, wow.
That's
I feel
true.
like I need to be canceled just for hearing that.
Oh, have y'all been
Sorry.
listening to the Steam Room? His new
No.
podcast with EJ.
Oh,
I
I
haven't.
saw a snippet of one. Yeah.
It's
Is it good?
EJ's
Yeah.
the man.
Well worth listening to.
I know I keep referencing Ethan's book because I love it and I love Ethan, but not to spoil too much, but at the end of it, he brings up Charles Barkley and he gives the story of running him into him at the airport one time and introducing himself. And the whole book is about how miserable the Warriors are from start to finish and like how especially Kevin Durant. And he goes, I run into Charles Barkley, and he's heading to Acapulco. And I'm telling him I'm going to do work. And at the end, like, he chats, we have a good time. He's laughing. And at the end, he goes, have fun at work, motherfucker. And he's like, all these guys with that won rings are all miserable. And Chuck's over here going to Acapulco on a Tuesday and just living his best life. It's like, I don't know, man. Maybe championships are overrated.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going with Big Show.
That's just the goodbye that every rich person gives every ordinary person. Have fun at work.
That's definitely how I would say goodbye.
Remember when LeBron James said that to the world on TV?
Yeah, exactly my point. Yes.
He's like, yeah, it's tough, but at the end of the day,
go back to your miserable 9 to 5s.
Oh,
what a
God.
flex.
All right, next one. I'll start with you, Jeff. Would you rather lose on the last second on a bad call or get blown out by 50?
Blown out by 50.
Really?
By far.
50's a lot.
Yeah, because look.
You might get cut from the team the next day, Jeff, if you get blown out by 50.
Well, look, if I was the reason we lost by 50, I would deserve it. But there was like, say,
like why was I in the
kept
game?
Me out there, the coach would need to be fired too.
By the way,
there's-
you
there's
would
a
be the
train
reason
of
they
things.
lost.
Yeah. The
But
Bucks are
I
just
would-
hunting the Morton matchup.
Oh my God! There's this 5'7" guy out there, and he has no athleticism whatsoever.
Giannis drawing the switch every time.
No, it's fun. When I played basketball and I bring back my junior high school.
Wow, we're going back.
And this is when Jeff was like tall enough, and everyone hadn't grown a foot already. So
5'7",
I was dominating fools as a point guard, and I remember we lost the game by like a point, and it was like this last second shot, and it like that stuck with me. That
To this
game
day.
stuck with
To
me
this
like
night. Yeah.
It's
A
really-
week.
and
You just brought it up
we
just
could lose-
now.
We could lose by 25. Just completely forget about it. It just because you move on easier. You think it's a fluke. That's why.
Yeah. All right, Darwin, what about you?
It's the same. 'Cause sports that are meaningless become fun in a different way.
So you're
Like I
having
said-
fun out there down by 40?
Well, no,
How
like,
low can we go?
so I play gay flag football here in Seattle, and so we play tournaments all around the country. And once you're out of the bracket, you still have like a game or two to play. And that's when like all our dudes on the bench get out there, and we're just like we're heckling more from the sidelines.
Yeah.
We've already, we started drinking a little bit. Like
That last part was your first good point.
It was funny watching that Nuggets Hornets 50-point game, and then like the guys that have to get rolled out there for the whole fourth quarter. It's like,
Yeah,
it's just
Ronaldo
embarrassing.
Baldwin's like,
What are you doing, Ronaldo?
He just has to
Man,
hang
you
out
got- you
there.
guys- it's too bad you guys didn't have me on after the point loss. I've got some stories about Byron Scott.
let's hear him
Tell
right
the
now.
story, Jeff.
Right here, right now.
Right. What
Wait,
are
man.
you on the floor?
This
Okay.
better be good.
The legend is this is what I was told, that the game before the day before that loss, Byron Scott was like out golfing and made some like comments about certain players on the team. I'm not sure which ones, but they were prominently like the piss call or whatever it was, and it rhymes with that. And there was a
Wait, what rhymes with that?
I couldn't come up with a single example. Something that rhymes with that.
Orange? What rhymes with that?
piss call. And it filtered into the locker room, and the players quit. And they were Byron Scott was already on thin ice with the players, and they just quit.
Huh.
And what I was told was that was a statement game to Byron Scott, basically.
Why would you make a
Because
statement
it's
game in the
kinda like-
playoffs, though?
Yeah.
But they were going to lose anyway. I mean, they weren't going to win that series.
Yeah, and that Hornets team was like the Spurs. They looked in the mirror and said,
It was.
"Yeah, we're not
wait,
winning a title.
It was.
We're not winning a title."
What was it? 2-0. 2-1.
It was 2-1 at that point.
Yeah,
It's 2-1.
You can't give up in 2-1.
And I'm telling you, man, wasn't it? If you watch that game, if you guys watch that game, they weren't trying. There was no effort going on in that game.
You know what, Jeff? I'll go back and I'll rewatch it again, and I'll let you.
I 100%
You watch that game, and they weren't exactly putting a ton of effort.
Dude,
And
it happens.
it was just due to this golfing experience with Byron Scott, from what I was told.
The Spurs could still have won Game 7 and thus the series, and they were like, "Nah, we're not going to foul." Some teams just don't.
Yeah.
They know.
All right, Darwin. Any last parting words here before I swap you out for another guest?
Question for Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do anything in the gay sports community in Denver?
Other than being really annoying, no.
That's what he does in the straight sports community too. To be fair.
It's one of those things where, like, as soon as I came out, and people were like, I told people who did when I went out, and they would say, "What is it you do?" I said, I write about the Denver Nuggets. I'm a credentialed media member. And they went, "Good for you." That was it.
That's it. That's the whole extent. Yeah.
So it's not something that there was what I'm saying is there's not exactly a big community out here in Denver of that, but it's bigger than it once was. So
Yeah.
I don't do any act in the sports department, but I just need to know that there's other people out there who do that.
Yeah. Cool.
Darwin,
Thanks,
thanks so
guys.
much, man. You were a good
Yeah.
guest, buddy.
Good to
Take care, buddy. All right, bring it on, Corey. Corey, you're on, but you're
Let's
muted,
do it.
dude. You're muted. You got to unmute yourself. I guess I could unmute. You couldn't.
I got it.
There you go. You got it over
How you
there.
doing?
Good. How are you? Where are you calling in from?
Sydney.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Nice. Australia.
should have known. Should have
Sorry,
known.
wait, Australia?
Did he? Are you
Yeah.
sure he didn't say Seattle?
Yeah. For real.
Have we had a Denver guest? Well,
No, absolutely not.
Corey, were
That's-
you at the watch party in Melbourne last year?
No, I wasn't going to fly over to Melbourne for a watch party. So,
People did. People
yeah?
did. That's why I asked. There was like people that were so excited they really.
We
bought
need to have
tickets.
one here in Sydney.
Yeah,
dude,
well,
sound the alarms. We'll get one together.
sound the alarm. and
Think
we'll
we could
have
rent
one.
out the Opera House for one?
Oh yeah,
Think
for
we could
sure.
do that?
I'll hook it
Without
up.
question,
I'll hook it
yeah.
up.
The opera.
Make some calls, Corey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sydney Opera House. You heard it?
All right, I got this. I got one more of these. We're playing Would You Rather. I've got one more of these, and then we can play closest to the pin. But the first one, Corey.
Yep.
Would you rather have Zion's vertical or Steph Curry's shooting range?
Man, I feel like I've dunked before, and I think it's a little bit overrated.
How tall are you?
Well,
Wow.
First of all, you've done. Oh yeah, nice flex. Way to come in
I
here with
haven't
flex.
dunked like Zion, but
I love
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was gonna say. Is there's a difference between the like Monte
yeah.
Morris.
But like, all right,
over
so
dunking.
Wait,
you can
hold
you
on.
can be
I
50.
dunked before and it's overrated. I
You've
wish
shot
I
a
had,
three before too, Corey. Come on, man.
as a
All I'm
5'6" person. That's
When
offensive.
I'm 50, I want to be able to drop 50 points at the YMCA.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
All right.
so
I bet
you're
Zion
taking
will.
Curry.
Pulling up from half court.
I think if you
That's-
could
that's
jump like
under-
Zion, you would
that's called
also
DeAndre,
get
man.
50 points at the.
Zion
Yeah,
ended
no,
up scoring
no.
50 points. At
It's
the
not timeless
YMCA.
though. You get
It's
older.
true.
That's true.
How
That's true.
if you woke up and you had a 45-inch vertical? How long do you think it would take you to realize?
Oh, probably a while. I don't get out and hoop very often anymore.
Especially in quarantine. Take
In
a while.
quarantine, it
Yeah.
might be weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't jumped in a long time, so
I'll go check.
I think at this point it'd be weeks. All right. Jeff,
What
about
jersey
you?
do you have on, Corey?
It's Melo rookie year.
Oh, timely.
Yeah.
During the 2009 we watched.
Jeff, what about you? Zion or Curry? You hate three, so I got to think this is easy for you.
Yeah, Zion. Mostly because I'd like to see a guy who's shaped like Charles Barkley, but has the athleticism of, a guy like Sean Kemp. I mean, although you could equate that to Cleveland era Sean Kemp, basically the way he thought he looked. But
I know.
honestly, I would like that a lot more, just because it's just like it's unique. Curry's played out, and so I'm moving on to something else. He's played
Oh
out.
my god.
Nobody
You're
hates
played
Curry
out,
more
Jeff.
than Jeff.
That takes played out.
I'm going Curry for sure because threes are worth more than twos.
Oh, threes. If you could
Analytics.
shoot like Imagine Steph Curry in your average pickup game or average like rec league run. He would drop 70 points every single time.
He wouldn't
That would
miss.
be
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It'd be
All right,
so
fair
fun.
enough.
I'm with you, Corey.
I know.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Although dunking on everybody that just like pissed you off would also be a lot of fun. Eric, where do you weigh in on this?
I mean, I like Curry's 3-point shooting ability, like transition. He's like a really good golfer. He just has like amazing hand-eye coordination. So it's not limited to the basketball court. Zion, I don't know when a 40-inch vertical, where else in your life that comes into handy. So that being said, I would take Zion.
I feel like if you had a 45-inch vertical, though, you would just start jumping.
Oh, all
around,
the
like,
time.
all the
I'd
time.
be
Yeah,
like,
like you want to see this?
Yeah, I would like walk up and down the grocery store aisles, like, oh, did you need this on the top? Just jump up and get, the freshest cereal is here in the back. Boing.
What was David
Freshest
Thompson's?
Oh, you wanted things off 2 shelves? Watch this second jump. This second jump's gonna blow your mind.
What was David Thompson's vertical? He was 6'4", so.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. It had to have been insane because we were
like-
saying it anyway.
I'm gonna look it
Man
up.
could, yeah.
I don't-
Skywalker,
yeah.
man.
All right, we're gonna play closest to the pin. So this is an honor vote. Do we have World Golf as a read today?
Hey,
I don't know why you're
me?
asking vote that, but
Win. I looked at win and said vote.
I was like, oh, shit, I don't know.
it's not a read
I
today,
absolutely
but I
agree.
mean, we should definitely talk about it.
I mean,
it
dead serious.
deserves a read.
World Golf, WGT, you go to thednbr.com, you'll see the little link at the top. It's actually a lot of fun. I've already played, 10 hours worth of golf, so maybe you shouldn't do this if you have things to do. But if you have nothing to do, download this app because we're going to have tournaments. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. And in honor of that, we're going to play closest to the pin, where I'm going to give you a trivia question you almost certainly don't know. You can't look it up, but you have to give your best guess, and we're going to see who has the best one. We don't take too much time on it. Try to be a little bit quick. But all right, Corey, I'll start with you. What year did Dr. Naismith invent basketball?
1948.
1948. Jeff?
It's like something like 18 something, 1894, something like that.
Vote? We have 70 years separating our guesses.
1910.
1910. What do you think, Eric?
I was literally going to say 1910, so I'm going to say $1. I got to go under. No, let's go 1905.
1905. Harrison?
I'll go 1917.
Jeff wins. 1891.
Damn.
Wow, you got Jeff. Look at this.
Well, Jeff has been alive.
I was going to say, how old were you in 1891, Jeff? You were 6, right?
I was a sprightly 50.
All right. I'll start with win and go the other direction this time. What is Andre Miller's career high in points?
50.
See, I'm going to have this one wrong because I thought so too. I thought he had a 50-point
He
game.
did.
All right, then we have to skip this one 'cause research.
I'm pretty sure it's 50.
Okay, solved. Let's move on.
Isn't it 52?
Oh,
I know he had a 50-point game, so that's just why I guess
he was-
50. He might
He
have
was
gone
on the
over though.
Blazers.
Go
He was
to
on the-
this one here, Harrison. What is the fewest points the Nuggets have ever scored in a game?
Oh my god. I'll say 58.
It's a solid guess.
64.
54.
68.
49.
Wow, so this one goes to vote. It's 53. And it happened. The crazy thing is it happened in 2002. Now, that was a terrible year. They were very bad in basketball.
I thought it was going to be the Brian Shaw era for sure.
No. Believe it or not, things got darker even than the Brian Shaw era for your Denver Nuggets. In fact, I would say from 96 to 2003 was all bad. There wasn't a single good moment in that whole most of a decade. All right, next one, closest to the pin. How many points per game did Michael Malone average his senior year of college?
Oh my god. The craziest thing, I've actually written this in an article.
That's not that crazy. I had $5 on you knowing this off the top of your head. So.
I swear to God, I've written this in an article.
All right, Corey, you get a start since Win should know this.
I'll go 11 points.
11 points.
I
Jeff.
don't remember it.
He seems like an 8 points per guy.
Okay.
This is
What?
per game, sorry, or
Per
how?
game. What do you think, Vote?
10.
10 points per game.
Yes, 16. I'm going to give the
Wow.
Moach a little credit.
Ooh.
You
I'm
love
gonna-
Moach. You
Definitely
love-
was not 16. I'm gonna go 8.8.
It was 5.2.
Oh, what is it?
Oh,
5 points.
Wow,
I think Jeff
Moach.
wins this one.
That's
Moach.
embarrassing.
Oh, Moach.
Moach
He,
not much of a player.
I actually asked him about his playing days once, and he like described himself as a scrappy, high basketball IQ.
Hard to imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime anybody says that, it means they didn't score. They're like,
Right?
I would-
No, he was exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
a lot
wasn't
of
very
heart.
good.
A lot of heart.
He was a lockdown defender, probably.
I
Yeah.
bet I
Oh,
would
yeah.
see that.
Oh,
What
yeah.
if he wasn't?
Yeah.
What
He
if
was
just
he was like a real he was like a real slap the floor kind of defender.
That's why
you
he
know?
coaches that way, because his whole life coaches have just been screaming at him for not defending anyone.
Nothing would
So
be
he's
funnier. Oh, look,
basically
you got a little
Carlin.
love here. Oh wait, nope. Yeah, there we go. Got a
Oh,
little
that's
love
my
here.
friend Will.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out, Will.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out Australia.
All right, next one. How many times has Nikola Jokic attempted 25 or more field goal attempts in a game in his career? Start with you, Vote.
3.
Jeff?
Awkward
Trying to
pause.
think about
The pace of an ant.
Don't-
Don't
if you
be
get-
hasty.
Yeah. If you get it wrong, you are going to be murdered. So you better get this right. Take your time.
I'm going to go with 5.
5. Solid guess.
7.
7. Wind?
4? Has that been guessed?
No.
4.
Eric?
10.
Corey nailed it. It was 7. Nice.
Wow.
Well done.
7, really?
7.
7 seems high.
7
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
count. Well, he has some
he
big
took
games.
he took one shot the game before every time.
Following
Corey.
the Memphis game.
Yeah, exactly.
How many times did Carmelo Anthony attempt 25 or more field goal attempts
Oh,
in
come
his
on.
career as a Denver Nugget? So I'll start with you, Eric.
I have no idea.
You should start with me.
Yeah.
38.
Who just turned on music?
Sorry, somebody just sent me a video of like
Taking a
a
bunch of shots.
a bat market in China.
And you opened it in the middle of our
And
live
you're like,
stream.
you know what? This can't wait. This is important.
Sound on so the audience can
Actually,
watch
a source just sent me a video from a bat market in China.
Oh, yeah. Don't wait to watch the real xenophobic tweet till later.
All right, Wind, what's your guess? Melo 25-point game or 25 field goal attempt games as a Nugget.
Wow. 35.
35. Corey?
51.
Jeff?
Yeah, it's probably higher.
Yeah, I'm going to be like 55.
45. 45.
90. Wow. 90 to 7. Melo versus
We were
Jokic
going
on
to get
the,
too much
You know what? I should. Why didn't no one guess 90?
Oh, yeah.
That was bad. That was
It all
bad.
seems so obvious now.
If I was here, he'd guess 90.
Yeah. All right. Are you still good to stick around for a little bit? Actually, I have to
Yeah,
kick
sure.
I have to kick one person off since Harrison took that thing. I'm gonna have to kick him off. Oh wait, no, I don't. I can bring Harrison on. There we go.
Hang on, I gotta
Yeah,
take
look at
this call.
Yeah,
My
second.
friend's at a carnival in the Middle East. Hang on.
We're gonna bounce around the internet real quick and look around. Skip Bayless, and this is funny because we were on this call yesterday. Skip Bayless says, "Whoa." And then I like how you put Cole in there. Whoa!
I know.
Denver coach Michael Malone, who coached LeBron for 5 years, tells USA Today that LeBron doesn't have Jordan's killer mentality. I've been saying this for years. Harrison and Vote, you guys were on the call. Was that what Michael Malone was saying?
Nope, was not a moment. Was not. It was the same thing everyone kind of says. It's the safest MJ LeBron take there is. And
Yeah.
Skip. What's there left to say?
He's so good. Skip just knows. Like okay,
just
I
knows.
can totally technically true, but not accurate.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's a would you rather build a career off of LeBron Windhorse style or Skip style?
Oh, this is a great question.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know if I have a good answer here. I guess
I couldn't follow LeBron around the country like Windhorse does. But
No,
it's
that's not
easy
true
money.
though. He stopped after Miami. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, did he go back to Nebraska or wherever he lives?
yes. Omaha.
LA, yeah, he went to LA. In Nebraska, he still lives there. Yeah.
I don't think I could do Windhorse job, but I think I could do Skip Bayless's.
Skip Bayless's job is so freaking easy,
It's
man.
so easy, man.
Yeah, like look how little he tried in this tweet. Minus the colon. But
Where Sanders Sharp said Skip.
What? Yeah, Skip.
Skip.
What do you? What could be the ultimate? Like, I guess Zion would be the guy where you'd be like, he's never going to win a championship. And you're almost certainly going to be right because very few players win a championship. But every year you'd be like, I told you.
Yeah, but the difference is Skip said that was wrong 3 times and just pushed through.
But that's what's great about it is when he's wrong, he can be like, but who hit the biggest shot of the game? It was Kyrie. It's like, good God. LeBron averaged 40, 12, and 12, but okay.
First it was Ray Allen, then it was Kyrie.
Yeah, it was nothing but saviors.
Now he's lucky to have Anthony.
Remember when Skip hated Kawhi Leonard?
Did he?
He loves him now. I don't get it.
Oh, because he's a Spurs guy, right? So yeah,
he was spurned.
You know why he loves Kawhi? Because Kawhi is the anti-Bron now as a Clipper in LA.
Yeah, totally. It
so
totally
annoying,
is.
man.
Corey, are you a LeBron guy?
Not really.
That's right, because you're a Nuggets fan.
Yeah, I'm on Team Jordan for this GOAT conversation.
You're on Team Jordan, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've long said I don't think there's a wrong answer when we talk GOAT, so I think that's very fair. Oops, where am I going? Right here? There we go.
Larry Bird's probably a wrong answer. But...
I don't know, man. Larry Bird was incredible.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about fun? You guys want to talk about some funny media? Here, this tweet from Ramona Shelburne really cracked me. Ramona Shelburne's fine. I'm not trying to just roast her, but she said Kobe made being the way Jordan is, he made it cool. Kobe made being a ruthless, hardworking guy out there, mean to your teammates, something to aspire to. This is my favorite stretch in the history of stretches. Jeff, what do you think? MJ, not very cool till Kobe came around, right?
There's just so much wrong with that tweet, and it just reminds me of how much I personally don't like Ramona Shelburne.
Oh, God.
Wow.
She's a close friend, Jeff, actually.
Let's just say that she wasn't a very nice person when she used to come to Denver media. But anyway, there's so much wrong with that tweet. It's just like Kobe making LeBron cool is one of the most Jordan cool is one of the most asinine things I've ever seen. He emulated him, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kobe copied everything about Jordan.
That's also this song called "I Want to Be Like Mike" because he was so cool.
Yeah, this isn't like a Plato Socrates situation. Like Kobe just redid the Michael Jordan thing. Also, Kobe wouldn't even agree with this. Like, come on.
Definitely
right.
I read further down in the thread, and she said that it missed the first part of her statement where she was saying specifically to millennials, like people who didn't know about Jordan in the first place, like because Kobe was the way he was, it made them go back and appreciate Jordan.
Oh, that actually.
It's also not true. They appreciated Jordan. What are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
He was actually universally appreciated. He was the most universally appreciated person that's ever walked the earth. He was number one. He was at one point more famous than anybody else. Like they would do.
It was God and then MJ.
And then MJ.
There's millennials all over this thing right now. All of you appreciate Jordan.
All right, guys. This is I saved this one for now.
Oh,
Michael
God.
Porter's rocking a new look.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
That's a no from you? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is a straight yes from me.
This is a straight yes from me too. Fire.
He's been taking care of this hair. He's been working towards this for a long time.
He's big into his hair. Nothing wrong with that.
You know what? The only thing that I think is a real shame is that we don't get to see his teammates react to this in the locker room, and then
because he's definitely taking this out before the quarantine ends. You know.
You think?
Oh,
He's gonna break our hearts like Gary Harris.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't wear that hair and sit on the bench. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great point, Corey. What do you think of this?
I think it looks incredible.
I did too. Yeah, look at these boring people.
So the reason I'm a Nuggets fan is when I was 5, NBA Live came out and Melo was on the cover, and he had the cornrows, and I was like, man, that's dope. So I decided to make him my guy.
Love it.
And now you're watching Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
It's funny how these things
when
work.
Melo shaved off the cornrows, this is his most successful season as a pro.
Yeah.
Good point, Jeff.
2008, 2009. The anti-Samson.
All right, I'm trying to pull up another one here. It'll take it a second. Technical difficulties. We got a glimpse of God over this week. We almost never do. If we got a glimpse, we have to take a look. Look at this guy. Look at him.
Oh my lord.
Okay,
Oh,
so we went from "Are you worried about Jokic's weight?" to "Yes, but not the way you thought." Right?
He's too skinny.
Is he too skinny?
Yeah. Like, get this man some Barack. Like, a Barack.
he definitely has worn that shirt for like 4 straight days, right?
Oh, I love that he's
No
like the
doubt
only
about it.
athlete that's seen in the same shirts, and it's this one that he bought at like Target.
It's
So
probably his
Walmart.
favorite shirt.
Will Martin has
Correct.
never worn the same shirt twice, and here is Jokic wearing this one since quarantine began. He's just had it
The
on.
caption's
like
so
a-
good.
He looks
Yeah.
like disheveled Pete Townsend in that picture. I feel
Yo,
like
you
he's
know,
gonna sing Rough Boys or something like that.
But do you understand, like,
Such
what's
a
going to
Jeff
happen?
reference.
Like, the rise, the emergence we're going to get of haircut Jokic from this? Like, this is going to be
Or-
full
Yeah.
or- Is he growing his hair out so he can match MPJ?
Yeah! No,
Oh my god.
Oh
No,
man, if he comes
please
out with
no.
the cornrows, I mean,
Cornrow
that's,
Jokic would be the best Jokic. Are you kidding me?
Is Jokic loving the quarantine?
Yes. Very happy with the quarantine.
Stoked
right
on
now.
it, right?
Yeah.
You would think that he would, get fat, but that's the reverse right there.
Let's go.
You got to give this
Oh, is
one
that
up
Alec
to
Gwynn?
the Gwynn or Alec Gwynn. Look at this one. He somehow that face is like the perfect Peloton face, though, isn't it? Like he's
Yeah.
giving the actual girl's face.
Yeah, Alex, the actual goat. That's incredible.
The meme god. All right, well that was fun. Well, I guess that brings us to the steps. Corey,
Let's
are you going to
go.
try to climb the steps today?
Waited
Yeah,
all
sure,
day.
let's do it.
Do you know how it works? I mean, have you watched the show? Are you
Yeah,
familiar?
I've been watching.
You think are you feeling confident? What are you feeling right now?
I don't want to bow out after 2 like Phil. Sorry,
Yeah.
Phil.
Oh, you got that.
Shout out Phil.
Yeah.
He's in the
Sorry,
show
Phil.
tonight.
That might be the most memorable performance of the steps ever for eternity.
It really
What
is.
about Elias, who almost won before the big stiff himself blew
Oh, I
it?
talked him out of the right answer.
Oh my
All right,
god!
here we
All
go.
right,
That's what
all
you're
right.
gonna
Here we go.
Now you
We
got
have
Jeff,
to-
though. Jeff's going to be another great resource here.
So Jeff, you can help Corey if he wants
Yes.
it, but don't be like Andy who ruins it and gives bad advice.
I was screaming I was listening to that on Apple Podcasts, and I was like, "It's Matumbo! It's Matumbo!"
I have a feeling Corey's going to get hooked up with some shirts, although shipping to Australia might cost more than the shirt. I don't know.
Yeah, make that question hard. Phil
All right,
chimes
number
in.
one. The NBA is divided into 2 conferences. Which conference are the Denver Nuggets in?
The Western Conference.
Judges?
Very good job.
Wow.
Wow, he is
Well done.
cruising. Number
Well
2. Who led the Denver Nuggets in 3-point attempts this season?
Oof.
Sneaky hard one.
Yeah, this is a hard
For
one,
number
too.
2?
Yeah.
Doing.
Not per game, just totals.
I guess this one is hard, isn't it? Wow.
Because
Alright.
Jamal was hurt. I'd say Will Barton.
Guys,
Oh my
Dude,
god.
I think you kind of screwed him over, man.
And he made it exactly as far as Phil.
Dude, Adam.
Oh, so brutal.
Wait, what's the answer?
Adam, kick yourself out. That was terrible.
I don't even know.
It's got to be Jamal, right?
It was Murray, according to
Yeah.
Basketball Reference. Oh no!
You
Yeah.
guys saw my eyes get wide.
Oh, that was a tough. You should have chimed in, but he was so confident he didn't even want help.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't ask for
God.
it.
nobody's gonna ever win the steps. I gotta make this game. No, I don't. I gotta keep it hard. That
You
one.
gotta stick
That
to who
one.
you are. You gotta stick to your guns.
Phil, I love Corey.
Oh man, ice cold, ice cold. This game is ice cold. Well, guys, you win some, you lose some.
No, you lose every time.
You lose every time, baby. You're not getting a shirt. None
I
of you.
feel like we got to at least send Corey a sticker pack.
No doubt. No doubt. Oh my God.
I would have guessed Barton too. Was it? I thought it was per game though.
Nah, it was Murray.
What was it per game?
Barton has more makes, but it's
Yeah.
but he has like
Forgot to factor ability.
Yeah.
Look, we've got Corey's reaction here. Put that up on the screen.
Oh, it's so sad. All right, well, everybody, Jeff, thank you so much for joining this whatever this show is.
Well, hey, yeah, I'm glad that I finally made it on. So,
I'm
Jeff,
glad
keep that computer handy, okay?
oh, thank you.
We're gonna have to have you back on though, Jeff. We always love talking to you, especially when we have to go deep into the history of the Nuggets, which we did a little bit today. But I think you were the foremost Denver Nuggets historian on earth.
Well, that's kind of like being king of the biggest trash pile.
You mean Thornton?
Yes.
Hey, man. Hey. We will not. All right, everybody else, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will be back again tomorrow. We're going to be tomorrow, though, a little bit earlier. We're going to do 2 noonday shows. So we're going to be noon tomorrow, noon on Friday, because we have a huge NFL draft show going on.
Let's go!
A lot like this, but for the NFL draft, it's going to be like 5 hours every day. So if you're into the NFL, you want to follow the draft, you're into the Broncos, you're going to want to keep it tuned to DNVR, because I'm telling you, we've been working on this for a while. It's going to be a really, really cool production. So check it out there. Everybody else, thanks for subscribing. See you next time.